Hey guys, it is Cheryl with Old Fashioned Southern Cooking. Today I wanted to bring you guys on. I wanted to show you how I take care of my flat or my glass top stove. And I don't know, a lot of people do them different. They use a lot of different things to clean their stoves with, these kind of stoves. So I just thought that maybe y'all would find it interesting, maybe how I do mine. But some people mix baking soda together with Dawn dish soap and all these kinds of things. I just don't do that. What I use for mine is the Wyman's glass cooktop that I use for mine. And this is a little bottle because I bought the kit. And I needed the kit when I got the stove. I needed the kit because I needed the scrubber that come with it. And then I needed the razor blade that also come with it that helps scrape off any food or anything you have on it. Now, some of you probably already know that I just got this new stove and I'm so tickled to have it and I'm blessed. So I don't really have nothing really on the stove to really show you the razor blade part. But I'm just going to kind of give you a little idea of just how to clean the top of it. And it's very easy, but I'm going to tell you, if you have a stove like this with the glass, I really would recommend to use the Wyman because it won't harm your glass, your stovetop. So I don't know, that's just me. I just don't like using baking soda and all these other mixtures and concoctions that people put together trying to clean their stove. Now, that being said, I've watched people use it before, and it seemed like it done a pretty good job. But to me, we'll just stick with what I've always used on any kind of glass surface. Okay. Now, there's something else you can use on these stovetops too. Is you can use the Wyman disinfectant. Now, this does kill COVID-19 as well. So when they delivered my stove, I sprayed it down on the sides and I kind of washed it off, just to make sure it was clean and everything, because you never know. So, but they do have this cleaner too for these stoves that you can use on your glass top, or you can use it on your oven door or whatever you want to use it on. And it does a pretty good job. But I don't use that all the time. And then the other thing that I have that I use on my stove is it's a stainless steel cleaner, and it is also Wyman's. You want to use some kind of stainless steel cleaner if you have a stainless steel stove. Because I've found that if you just take a washcloth and you come over and you just wipe your stainless off, a lot of the times I've noticed when I've done that, it streaks it real bad. So I just use the stainless steel cleaner, and it shines it up really nice, and it does help with some fingerprints, because I will tell y'all right now, stainless steel, you get fingerprints all over stainless. I mean, and that's just the way it is. But that stuff don't bother me. I just polish it and go on. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. Enough me rattling. Okay, so I've got me a couple, actually these are for my stainless steel cleaner. I've got me a couple clean microfiber washcloths. They've seen their better days, but this is what I'll use on my stove because this stuff gets kind of flaky. But the stainless steel cleaner, I use 2 of the microfiber cloths as well. So I just, I have certain ones that I use for the stainless and ones that I use for the disinfectant. And then I have these that I use for the stovetop when I use the actual white cleaner. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to squirt a little bit of this white cleaner on here because this stove is not bad at all. So it don't need a whole lot. But what I do is I just kind of do this, just kind of dribble it on there just a little bit, all over it. You want to make sure you get enough of this all over your stove. And then what you do is you take your little scrubber that come with the kit, if you've got one of these. This is my favorite to use for this. You take your white stuff and you just rub it in all over the top of your glass cooktop. So this is all you do, and then I even rub it back in here too as well, and kind of get that cleaned off. And I just keep rubbing that all over until I get it completely covered with the cleaner. And then what you got to do, once you get it like this, you want to let it dry just for a minute because it will dry quick. It really will. So just leave it sit there for a minute and let it dry. So now this pad here, you don't have to throw these away, y'all. Just take it over to your sink, and if you've got a sprayer on your sink, spray these pads out because they'll come clean. And then just let it dry out. Squeeze water out and let it dry out because there's no need in throwing these pads away unless they start getting really, really bad. Then you'll probably need another pad. But I can use this pad right here over and over and over. So don't throw these away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the sink and I'm going to spray this out. And while I'm doing that, we're going to let this stuff dry on the stove. And then I'll be back and then I'll just show you what I do after it gets dry. So if y'all can see, it's starting to kind of dry now. I don't know if you can see the white back here, how it kind of dries and in the back area there. But I'm going to take this over there and I'm going to clean it and then I will be right back. Okay, y'all, here we go. Okay, as you can see, this stuff is dried and it dries pretty quick and it's just a big white glaze of cleaner. And then I went over and I rinsed my sponge or my scrubber out and look at that, it come really clean. So I'll just let it dry. So if you've got some kind of food buildup or anything on top of your glass top stove, all you got to do is get you a good razor blade, and you want a new one. You don't want to use no rusty blades or anything like that on these stoves. But if you had something on there that you needed to get off, you can take the razor blade, and what you can do is you can squirt some of that stuff on there, and you don't have to put it all over your stove. You can just put it, like if it's just one burner, you know, that's kind of got food and different things burned onto it. You can just squirt it on there and rub it in, let it dry, and then use your razor blade. So what you do is when I use my razor blade, if I have to use it on one of these kind of stoves, I go at it at an angle. I never go straight down. You don't never want to do that, okay? You always want to go at an angle. So like this, you just want to start scraping kind of at an angle just like this, okay? And it won't hurt your white lines around your burner, but this is all you have to do with your razor blade. Is just do it like this and scrape that white stuff off, and a lot of whatever you have on there will come off. Unless it's really, really bad and, you know, you just haven't gotten a chance to clean it and it's just sat on there for a long time or something, you may have some trouble getting it off. But basically, this is how you use your razor blade. And it won't scratch your stove. It's not going to hurt it, but you got to remember to always go in that angle. You want to always go at an angle, okay? And my husband taught me that, y'all, matter of fact. He told me all about making sure I go in an angle when I go to clean it if I get something on top of it, because that is very important, because if you don't, you'll scratch your stove. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that about the razor blade. Now, I'm going to wipe this off, and I'm going to dump this in my trash can. And a lot of it probably will wind up in the floor, but that's okay. So just take your microfiber cloth, y'all can see, and just start wiping over it and just rub this stuff off down in the cracks here of the stove. Make sure you get all of that out. And it'll come out. You just have to work at it. And I'm going to take my black strip. I have a little black strip here, y'all. And that's to, it kind of fills the gap for me. It's what these are for. So it kind of fills the gap in a little bit there for me because it's not all the way over against the cabinet. So it's off just a little bit. So we put that in there. But I'm going to take that off. And if y'all can see, I'm getting this spot down here. You probably can't see where I'm at right now, but I'm going to get this off down here. Then I'll work my way over. And I just keep wiping it off. And then here in a minute, I'll go back over it with another microfiber just to make sure that I get it all off. You can use your razor blade if you want to scrape this white stuff off. I mean, you can do that as well, but I use the microfiber cloth, so I think it does a pretty good job at, you know, really getting them clean and shiny. But you got to put, you know, a little elbow into it to get that white stuff off. But it will come off. And that's all there is to it. But like I said, unless you get something on it, you know, you'll have to use a razor blade. So listen, guys, thanks y'all so much for watching my little video today of me showing you how I take care of my glass stovetop on my stove. And if y'all don't mind to go over to Facebook and like and share and follow my page, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you don't mind to head over to YouTube and like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. So listen, y'all have yourself a wonderful day and stay safe, but always remember to keep God in your heart and God in your life. Bye, y'all.